Welcome to Accelerate, a DLA Piper hosted series focused on AI. During the series, we will help demystify the complexities of AI regulation, risk, and how to harness the opportunity that AI brings to businesses across the globe.
Hello, my name is Gareth Stokes. I'm a technology and AI partner at DLA Piper. Today I want to talk to you about the rise of open source in the field of AI and why it's such an exciting thing. So we're all familiar with the building excitement around AI generally, and a lot of the attention that's been paid to the cutting edge advances in the field of AI have been some of the large proprietary models that have been getting a lot of the attention. However, in addition to those proprietary models, we've seen some really exciting advances in the field of open source AI, and there's a whole world of open models that are available for enterprises to download and use entirely locally. Now, why might an enterprise customer choose to do that? Well, using a proprietary AI system, almost inevitably, that requires connecting to that proprietary AI vendor systems via the cloud and passing all of the data that is to be processed by that AI over to that vendor. You're then relying on all of the security systems and contractual protections with that vendor to ensure that your data stays safe. You're also somewhat dependent on the standard terms and the standard operating procedures that that vendor has in place. With an open source model, it's possible to go and download the model and run that model entirely on your own infrastructure. That gives you an awful lot more control over the model because it means that you're able to set up the model in exactly the way that you want it to be set up. You can also then give it access to additional documents and data using things like retrieval augmented generation in order to give better, more focused, more accurate results for your organization. And it also means that if you're willing to invest a certain amount of time and effort in additional training of that model, you can fine-tune it to be even better for your specific purposes and fine-tune the whole model rather than just an adjustment layer. In addition, you then have the additional security of knowing that that model is running entirely within infrastructure that you own and control. You don't have to pass your most sensitive corporate data anywhere else, and you don't have to put all of your eggs in someone else's basket in terms of the value that you're generating and creating in those AI systems. Finally, the cost of AI systems is generally done on a per token basis for large proprietary systems. At a small scale and for getting experimental projects set up, that can be incredibly cost effective and it can allow an enormous amount of innovation very, very quickly indeed. However, once you start to implement systems on an enterprise scale and have your entire data flow going through those models, the per token costs can really become very high indeed. At a certain point, the open source model and paying for the infrastructure may all become economically much more efficient for organizations and lead to a real commercial advantage to going down that route. Now, these systems are not entirely without their challenges. Number one, the proprietary vendors have made a very big virtue out of the fact that they're able to put an enormous amount of safety and control systems in place in relation to their systems to ensure that those systems can only be used within certain guardrails and for certain purposes. There's certainly a degree of concern in the market that open systems allow those guardrails to be removed and could be used by bad actors for purposes outside of the business norms or societal norms that we would all wish AI to be used for the benefit of everybody. Having said that though, the reality is that most of these open source models are actually licensed on terms which impose contractual requirements to use those systems responsibly. There are a whole family of responsible AI licenses or RAIL licenses out there that require the responsible use terms, the acceptable use policies, to be passed on to any future user of those models. And by doing this, we have a contractual mechanism for controlling the uses to which those models are put. It doesn't prevent bad actors from trying to do that, but neither do the proprietary vendors escape from these sorts of challenges as well. There have certainly been examples of users managing to jailbreak those models and have them produce results that have been out with social norms as well. So overall, open source presents an extremely exciting opportunity within the AI space. It's certainly got use cases and commercial advantages that have got to be explored. And alongside the proprietary models for experimentation, etc., it's part of a holistic approach to having the best possible AI uses for specific purposes within your organization.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Accelerate by DLA Piper. For more on AI, check out our YouTube channel for more videos like this and click subscribe to stay informed. You can also take a look at our AI focus page on dlapiper.com for further insight and thought leadership, and get in touch direct to discuss how we can support you in navigating the complexities of AI.